Okay, so I wanted to do one more quick video to wrap up the endocrine system, and this is going to cover classification of hormones and also classifications according to mechanism of action. And so sometimes that gets confused. We have amino acid-based hormones, which are going to be your amino acid derivatives, your peptides, and your proteins. And then you have steroid hormones, which are all synthesized from cholesterol, and that even includes things like vitamin D and corticosteroids. Now, the classified according to function, we have water-soluble hormones, and almost all of the amino acid-based hormones, except for the thyroid hormones, are water-soluble. And what's some important things to understand besides knowing that fact? It's important to understand that they use what's called second messenger systems. And so they don't have direct action or direct gene activation like we're going to see with steroid-based hormones. So what they're going to do is they're going to bind to a receptor that creates a cascade of effects. Okay, so I think of it almost like dominoes, right? I knock over one domino and it creates a cascade of dominoes falling until we get to the end. And the end is the actual function that we wanted from that specific hormone binding to the receptor. Now, another really, really important thing about water-soluble hormones is that they don't pass through the cell membrane, so they're going to bind to receptors on the surface of the cell membrane, okay? So they're going to do their action that way. As they bind to the receptor on the surface of the cell membrane, they create this cascade of effect through these second messengers. The two primary secondary messengers that I cover in my class are going to be, and we really don't discuss them in depth, but just to make sure we can identify, are the cyclic AMP system, or the CAMP system, and the PIP mechanism, PIP mechanism. And so those are the two second messenger systems that are used primarily by these water-soluble hormones. Now, your lipid-soluble hormones are going to contain all of your steroid hormones and the amino acid-based hormones of the thyroid, so the T3 and T4, thyroxine, and triiodothyronine. And so they're going to use what's called direct gene activation. And see, what they do is, because they're lipid soluble, they will pass right through the cell membrane. Okay, the cell membrane is a phospholipid bilayer, and so because they're lipid soluble, they can pass right through the cell membrane, and they're going to bind to intracellular receptors. And then again, they're going to stimulate protein synthesis, and it's going to directly activate the genes. And so those are the two mechanisms. If you have any questions on that, let me know. Stay strong. I'll see you next time.